Hi guys, Spink here. This is episode 12 of Kerbal Space Program Hardercore. The last two episodes have been a little disappointing. The missions, a lot of mistakes I made. So this last one wasn't as bad as the prior one. Second attempt at this same mission, trying to get a satellite into this orbit. First one was a total catastrophe. I lost the entire ship. This one was only bad. I think it was possible I could have done it. My biggest problem was while I waited for the orbit to be in the right position, or for Kerbal to rotate to put the Space Center in the right, lined up with this orbit. I lined it up with the wrong side of the orbit, so I ended up coming up in the wrong direction. So that was my biggest problem. So regardless of my other problems, that mistake I made right at the beginning doomed this to failure. Also, I just can't control. I don't have enough of a communications network set up to be able to control a satellite when it gets outside of the line of sight of the Space Center itself. So I really need to focus on that, and that's due to the RemoteTech mod that I'm using. So, which requires any unmanned craft to have a communications link with the Space Center. So I think what I need to do is focus on getting my communications network set up, because I really can't do anything else until that is done. So I have to kind of pull my head out here and quit screwing around so much. Quit screwing up. I can't actually select this right now. Create a Kerbal communication network. I can't select it yet. It lasts for 28 more months before it goes away. A good bit of money out of this. So once I'm able to do that, that will give me the money to start upgrading facilities. Until then, I'm not much I can really do. I can't select it currently because I already have 2 active contracts, and that's all that I can do. This altimetry scan one that I picked, that was a mistake. I can't do a satellite mission until I have my communications network set up. So this was a mistake to choose this one. Science data from space around Kerbal. I can complete this one with what I have right now, so I don't need to launch a new mission with this. All I have to do is go back to the Maxwell one and wait till he gets back in communication with the Space Center. Well, I guess he's probably not going to line up on its own, but between him and this other guy, in fact, this other guy's coming around right now, the Vol 4. We should be able to get him back in communications pretty quickly, or actually on this. Well, I think so. Maybe, yeah, this should work. So as Vol comes around, he'll pick up the link to the space. There we go, right there. That's exactly what I was hoping for. And it's possible. I don't think I have enough fuel, but it's possible that I do to get that orbit fixed. I doubt it. Maybe I'll flip this thing on and let it start doing its thing anyway. I don't know. But what I can do is this situation report that we took earlier. I can transmit that data because I do have the communications link now. And that fulfilled that contract. So it gave us the 18,000, but more importantly, it freed up that slot. So So it was not a complete failure. In fact, that $18,000 I just got paid for the cost of that launch. So I'm not out anything. It didn't gain me, you know, I'm not gaining ground from that launch, but at least that one did not cause me to lose ground. So, boy, I sure would like to do that one and get 16. BACC, that's the big one too. But it doesn't really gain me a whole lot. I need to get this satellite system set up in order to really to progress. So in order to gain the money that I need to do those facility upgrades, I need to be doing these satellite missions. You know, putting up a satellite for the various companies, getting a nice payday out of it, and using that to upgrade the facilities. But I really need this to do it first. So what I need to do to complete this contract is I need to put up 3 satellites, and each of them need to be in contact with the other. So CommSat 2 needs to be in direct connection to CommSat 1, and CommSat 3 needs to be connected to 1 and 2. And if that's the case, then all of them will be connected to 2 satellites, but that's just what the requirements are. And the requirements are the periapsis has to be above 600, eccentricity needs to be very small, and the inclination needs to be very small. So we need to get these, I believe, equatorially, and as very near circular as we can get them. And testing time after network is up 2 days, so it's got to be stable enough that 2 days later they're still in connection. So I have to be pretty close on the orbits. As far as where to place them, there is a utility that I did find. It's a web-based utility. I'll bring that over here. I've been messing with it. Here's the link to it. I'll see if I can put a link in the description. But this is a RemoteTech planner, and I found this referenced on the Kerbal Mods website. And you can put in whichever body that you're after, how many satellites you need, and what altitude to put them at. And it'll tell you, what do I put that in? I think I need to put that in. And it will, you know, what your things, how it, and it'll give you all kinds of information on how to put these guys up. Now this said here, if you recall, these have to be above 600 meters. So if we put 600 meters in here, you can see 600 meters is too far away. These guys don't actually, was it too far away? Or is it, no, that's the we're not gonna have a connection here because Kerbal itself is going to be in the way of these. So they've got to be over 600 meters. Is it literally? Yeah, 601 kilometers is going to allow this to go. And how high we can go is going to be based on these communitrons we have here. They have a range of 2,500 kilometers. So at 1,000 kilometers, we're certainly clear of the line of sight problems from Kerbal itself, but now we're out of range of the of those communitrons. So the farther up I have these, the more room for error I'm going to have as far as getting them positioned. So I need to have them basically up about as far as I can get them and still be in connection with each other. Ideally, I would put 4 in here so that I have more control over what I'm doing, but this calls for 3, so I have to use 3. 850 is still too. Just start bringing it down, I guess, huh? So it's going to be lower than 844. So I have to be higher than 600 but lower than 844. So maybe something like 800 would be something to go by. Or maybe I want to drop it down to, say, 750 so that I have enough wiggle room that should I get these guys a little off center, it'll be it'll give me room. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to park them. I'm going to put them up in a parking orbit of say 100 kilometers. And then there's some additional information it gives you here on how to get into an orbit from where you're at, but I think that's literally gibberish to me at this point, or Greek, literally Greek, figuratively Greek. It's not literally Greek, it's figuratively Greek. So I'm going to do this, and what I'm going to do is design some, what are we looking at? We're looking at, I've wasted 11 minutes jabbering about this. Okay, so I need to define a I need to construct a we'll start with the Maxwell, a probe that will accomplish this, and I'm just going to sit them out into their orbits first and try to get them relatively divided up in something approaching a reasonable distribution, and then worry about putting them out into those orbits later. I figure I'm going to have enough of these satellites up that it's just going to basically reduce the my connection problems. I've got the one in the nearly polar orbit. I'm going to have these three, at least three, in these equatorial orbits, and I think that's going to make it much easier to get this set up rather than trying to get to position them perfectly from the get-go. So I think this this launch vehicle here is sufficient to get them up, to get them where they need to be. Let's see, maybe we'll stick this guy right in the center there. This is maybe a bit of a problem here. I do have to keep a close eye on my part count. What did I lost that? There we go. 26. Better move that up to here. I could maybe take these and tilt them in a bit, and that I think might help a little bit within the with my, or is that going to make it worse? I don't know. It's going to depend on how they're positioned, I guess. That would let me help if I'm aimed directly at it, and I'm in the shadow if I'm from the rear, so that's not optimal the way I've got it. I wonder, what if we were just to move these down here? Let's get rid of that and start him again. Where are you at? Right there. Just set that there. Is that better or worse? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna, I don't think it matters a great deal. So I have two more parts that I can put on this thing. I could, well, you know what I might do? Might bring this up to 6. And that should give me, let's see, that is my 2800 for my satellite. That's the part that I keep. So I will lose, what, 28, under 6,000 per vehicle, which is not bad. I think that is doable. And I'm just going to put 4 of these guys up, or 3 of them. I need at least 3 of them. So that is that's my goal for the next few launches. In any case, is what I'm going to do. So if I see if I can quit jabbering and get some. All right, first thing I got to make sure this is on correctly, because that was beyond embarrassing. Okay, this needs to be. Where are you at? You're here. This needs to be here. Put them up there. Boom. There we go. So we're going to call these. We're going to. Oops, not you. We are going to call these CommSat 1 through however many. CommSat 1. 1, or is it a 1, 2, 3? Okay, so it's CommSat 1. And I think that this is doable for me. I think I have plenty of Delta V. So we're just going to basically park these guys at 100 kilometers. And then put basically 4 of them up, and I'll try to space them out. I think it will kind of naturally happen just based on the build time and whatnot, but I will check the orbits and whatnot before I launch to ensure that we're launching at a reasonable place. I don't want them all grouped up, for instance. So, oops. Tech. We don't have any upgrade points, do we? No. Okay. So VAB, CommSat 1, Warp 2. There we go. So hopefully I can do this without screwing up, because I have had a couple disappointing missions here. That first one was just an absolute travesty, but the second one was just, again, me not paying attention, me missing things. So I have to stop doing that. Alright, and we are done here, and we will roll this guy out. Warp to complete. Let's see, I think I have enough. Now what I might not have on these guys is enough batteries and solar cells to keep them up, but we'll just have to see how that goes. Okay, so where are we currently? We're currently here. This guy's coming right around, so that's good. He's coming this direction, and he'll be behind us, I think, so that as I bring this guy up and around this way, this guy here should be able to keep us in communication a little longer than would otherwise be the case. So I think we're okay with that. And this guy here, actually, oh, this is going to work out really good, because as this guy's coming around here, he's going to be in connection, and he'll be able to keep us in the new one in connection as we go around. So that's going to work out really good as well. Okay, so there's pardon me. VAB, we're just going to launch right now. Okay, so I put on this, bring this up to maximum, and we're gonna go. Oh, I forgot to check the. You know what I want to do? I keep forgetting to do this. I need to use my Kerbal engineer and get the Delta V information shown up like I had before. I'll do that another time. I'll do that off camera. And we're going to take off here. And we're going to have just a normal equatorial orbit. So we're going to bring it off again, straight off on the 90-degree here. I believe that's what that's called, equatorial orbit. Those lights are pretty cool. I wish they were a little smaller areas, so it looked a little less like the whole area is urbanized, but it's pretty cool. So we're currently not producing any power. There's no alternators or whatever on these solids, so we're just going off of battery power right now. Let's see if we can start veering this guy over. These guys do not like to turn, the solids. And the reaction wheels have been greatly reduced in power in this mod, so that, boy, he's not coming over at all with these fins. I think that shield, that fairing, is going to protect our... there we go. Swing him back. There we go. There we go. Let's get him over. Oh, gosh darn it. Well... I haven't done that in a while. Anyway, so I was saying these reaction wheels are greatly reduced in their effect. There we go. There we go. I think we're okay. Did we get him okay? There we go. There we go. Okay, I think we're all right. Try to get him veered over a bit without going too far too fast. Okay. Okay. We're doing all right, doing all right. Bring that back up, okay. Not too bad. Yeah, we lost the stage. We knew that. So we'll bring him up to 100-ish. Let's go back to the map. How are we doing? Yeah, see, we're going to do good. This guy's... actually, we're putting this one in command, or in... well, I guess he's coming through there. We're all hooked up together, so that's good. That's good. We're good here. So now let's bring this guy to... Let's see. Once upon a time, I read something about how to circularize orbits manually and where exactly on the line and stuff you're supposed to do stuff, but I have since disremembered that. Let's see, I think let's bring that back up. I think that's good enough. All right. Here's that other stage has been destroyed. Boy, I hope I've got, you know what? I don't know that I have enough fuel to bring these guys out to their far orbit. Oh, which reminds me, let's lose those and get this extended. Okay. Maybe going to 100 100 at the orbit is not wise. Let's see. Maybe that's not enough. Not enough. Well, we'll just have to see. Good enough. Once I get enough of these guys up, that's kind of a screwy orbit, but once I get enough of these guys up, spaced out every, you know, a third of the way around the planet, I've got enough things up here now that I think I'm going to have an easier time keeping things in an orbit. So this guy, I think, is done. He's got a stable orbit, although it is a little wallered. How much fuel do we have left? We've got quite a bit of fuel left, but I don't think that's, I'm not sure now that that is enough to get them in that orbit that I need to get them in. So I might have to rethink a little bit on my launch vehicle a bit. You know what? While I'm here, let's swap over to this guy. I can do that, right? Probably not from here. Let's go to the Space Center. Let's see if I can do this. This here Maxwell guy. Maxwell's Silver Hamster. I wonder if I can straighten this orbit out a little bit. Since he is in... Oh, I guess he's not in. As soon as I got here, he's no longer in... No longer in command. Or in... yeah. Yeah, well, so much for that then. Now I can do this, right? I can say... Oh, that's the vol. What is it, a right click? I thought there was a way you could select a different thing. I guess they're not. Okay, well, yeah. Well, I think when I did this in my first series, I didn't show everything. And I think I'm going to, with these, I'm going to record them anyway. If they go normal without any screw-ups, maybe I won't upload them. So these two are in connection with each other, but not to the Space Center. He's in a... Let's see, what's his orbit? His orbit is... Well, I'm on the wrong guy here. I wonder if this is... If I have the fuel, I'm now questioning whether this one I just launched is going to have the fuel to get into this larger orbit that he needs to be in. So I think I need to rethink that. So I'm going to maybe expend a little bit of time off camera scratching my chin instead of recording my chin scratching that just wastes time. But this is what I'm going to do for the next few missions, is just bring up boy, maybe even, you know, however many it takes, even if they're going to be poorly positioned at first, to get this done, to get a setup that's going to allow me to control my satellites, and then I'll be able to start putting things in these oddball orbits that it wants to, that these missions contracts are going to want me to, and then I'm going to be able to start making some money. So I think we're 30 minutes here, so I actually didn't go over time for once. So I think with that, I will call this episode to a close, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.